Hi, I did my 23andMe some time ago, and I see that I'm like 67% European, some like 28% African, maybe a little dash of Asian. Um, but there's a few topics I'm really interested in, as you probably see if you watch any of my videos. Excuse me. One is religion, race. I'm very interested in politics, corporations, corporate power, oligarchy, class, obviously, and the origins of the United States, climate catastrophe, nuclear annihilation. We we have a very young little species, right? I think we're about 200,000 years old or something like that, and yeah, we have a very fragile existence. We were one kind of African ape, right? Very close to the chimpanzee, the bonobo chimp. I'm trying to work my way through Darwin's Descent of Man. I think he I think he got race wrong because there are no races of human beings at all. I think I'm proof of that. I'm like actually living proof that there are no races of human beings. Um, And I like the fact that I'm an ape, like that we're apes. We're apes, not I'm an ape. We're all apes, and that's interesting because that's always been a kind of a racist trope that Stephen Jay Gould points out in The Mismeasure of Man, that maybe us black folks or people of color are closer to the ape. No, we're all apes. I'm talking about the late Queen Elizabeth was an ape. Yo-Yo Ma is an ape. What makes us special is our language capacity, which my main brother, Noam Chomsky, figured out. And he says it thusly, that we are more or less identical in the things that matter, like language, intellectual capacity, uh, um, you know, superficial stuff like beauty and things like that. Well, that's your, whatever floats your boat. But we are African apes. And I was looking at the work of Dr. Luigi Luca Cavalli Zavorza. I just like to say that name. He, I think he said, or it was Kenneth Kidd, one of those guys. They were just, one. He died. Luigi Luca Cavalli Zavorza was a geneticist at Stanford Medical School. I think Kenneth Kidd is a geneticist at Yale Medical School. And one of them said that like Europeans were white because of a vitamin D deficiency, but they were basically just African apes too. So that's really interesting. And I think just the idea, I know Darwin was kind of nervous about putting out his On the Origin of Species and also certainly The Descent of Man, because he knew that in Victorian England there was going to be a backlash. And yeah, so yeah, he was, and I think he might have been autistic too. I got another book called Andy Warhol Was a Hoarder, and it goes into like the mental illness of very famous people. So yeah, I find solace in it. I know people have said I'm more of an angel and I'm not an ape, and there was the Scopes trial and all that stuff. But the reality is, I like being part of nature. I mean, we have to be something, right? We're not plants, so we are animals. We are mammals. We are 98% the same as chimpanzees, and who we're, by the way, I think we're killing. We're, and not only are we going to go extinct, probably if we don't smarten up, as Robert De Niro would say, but I think we're going to take chimps with us. And unfortunately, maybe having such big brains wasn't a great thing. I like humans. I like us. I think we're a fascinating, amazing species. And I know we've done some horrible stuff and some really rotten, horrible stuff. We got nuclear weapons, climate change, capitalism is a horrible idea. Uh, but I kind of have this idea that like if we just recognize that we are the same people, maybe we'll have more solidarity. That's my point. And that's what the late great Paul Farmer used to say. He just died 61 or something. He was I think a university professor of social medicine at Harvard Medical School. He wrote great books like the Pathologies of Power and Use of Haiti. He just dropped dead. Like he built all these hospitals around the world for the poorest people in the world. Yeah. So basically, the point here is the takeaway points are we are the same people. I think we should act like it, have solidarity, human solidarity, and we're animals. We're primates. We've got tailbones. We've got a appendix. We get the opposable thumbs, which may seem like no big deal, but try not having them and see what happens to you. And we do great things. I don't want us to go extinct. I want us to be around for a long time. So smarten up.